If you've learned anything on negotiation for designers on YouTube, you might have heard that the best advice is for you to ask the client, what's your budget? Because maybe it's higher than what you were planning to charge. And if you've heard that advice, I want to tell you why it actually sucks. Stay tuned. Hey friends, what is up? My name is Ron Segal and welcome back to Flux, where we cover design and freelancing. And today let's talk about freelancing. I recently saw this meme on the internet with the client and designer, what's your budget, what's your rate? And initially I kind of laughed because I'm very familiar with that situation, right? Anybody who have learned anything about negotiation, like how to properly negotiate, has learned that the best thing to do if you want to win in the game of negotiation is to get the other side to say the price first. And the reason for that, if you're the designer, maybe the client is going to pay or has a budget that's bigger than what you are going to ask for. And so if you get them to say the price or their budget first, you actually might end up getting more money that you were planning to get. From the client's perspective, obviously it's the same thing, right? Maybe they have a huge budget, but if the client is going to say that their rate is cheaper, obviously they want to spend less money, right? That's the best business practice. And so it makes sense from both sides and perspectives. And I've actually, to be fully honest, I've actually given that advice myself because I have been using that tactic myself. And the truth is, it sometimes works, right? Sometimes they will say a price which is higher than what you were planning to ask for, and that's great, right? However, doing this over the time and getting confidence in myself and being a little bit more mature, I now understand that this is actually not how I want to run my business, right? And it doesn't really matter if you're, just starting out or you're very well advanced. I think your feeling and the values of how you want to run your own freelance business matters, because at the end of the day, that's your business. And today I think about this and it kind of feels like, are we trying to trick them? Are we just trying to get more money for the same thing? Like, I'm trying to imagine myself going to the supermarket and then, the cashier asks me, what's my budget for tomatoes? Because maybe it's higher, and then they can raise the price. That would piss me off. Obviously, it's the same tomatoes. How are you going to charge me more for that right now? And they're like, yeah, but it's value pricing, right? Your value for the tomatoes is higher, so you're going to pay more money. But that would still piss me off, right? And for other things, because at the end of the day, right, everything is value pricing, right? When you're going to the Apple store and you're buying an iPhone, it's obviously priced higher because you value it, and so you're willing to pay extra for it, but they're not asking you for it. They're just stating, this is my price and that's how much it costs, right? If you value it as much, you're gonna pay for it. And if not, I guess it's not for you. And I think the same strategy has worked for me with clients. And so what happens today is if a client would come to me, I would basically say, look, my rates for a website start at $10,000, right? Below that, I'm not working. Now, more than that, if you're willing to work with me for more than $10,000, of course, the sky is the limit. And depending on how much you want to invest, we can explore what we can do for you, right? We can build an amazing website for $10,000. But if you want to do like maybe crazy animation and 3D rendering and all these kind of stuff, we might want to invest a little bit more. So now we can discuss. Now, when I've stated what my prices are, what my rates are, where do I start, what is my limit, now we can discuss how far you want to go. And at that point, the question of how much do you want to invest, right, is actually a good question, because what they want to invest will actually give me some information about what can I give them. But I'm not trying to just get as much as I can for the same thing, right? I told them how much it costs, and if they want something more elaborate, right, more that would take more time and efforts to consume, of course that's going to it's going to cost more. So the thing about this is, now you might be asking yourself, okay, Ron, but how do I know? How am I confident, right? I'm just starting out. I'm not confident that I know that, I'm starting at 10,000 or 5,000 or 2,000. So how do I know? So the truth is, you just, you think about this and you see what you're comfortable asking right now. That might be $1,000, and that's okay. The only thing that matters is every time that you're doing a good job, no matter how much you charge for it, if you see that the results are good and that your clients are happy, just try to push it to the next level next time, right? If you're confident that you can deliver a good website for $1,000, make the leap for the next website to try $2,000. And if you see that the result is good at $2,000, try $4,000. And that's how you move and you gain confidence. But the confidence is in you. You don't need your clients to approve that, right? If they don't want to work for you, and obviously the clients that buy a website for $10,000 and the clients that buy a website for $10,000 are different, and it's not going to be the same. But you have to ask yourself, where do you want to be? Who do you want to sell to, right? And it doesn't depend on the client, right? Because, you know, if you're trying to sell a $10,000 client to a client that only wants to spend $1,000, it doesn't matter. If you can ask them for their budget, they're going to tell you $1,000, right? And so you have to decide who do you want to sell to, right? If you want to sell $10,000 website, you need to know who are the clients that's their budget, that's what they want to spend. And again, you can find them anywhere, right? Look at how much they're spending on other things, right? Look at what their value, look at what other things they've purchased, and that would give you clues about their budget and what they're interested in investing in. But I don't think you need to trick them into revealing something and then just like asking for more just because you can. To me, it doesn't feel like fair or valuable, and that's not how I want to run my own business. That being said, if you're watching this right now, it's probably Christmas. So happy Christmas. We're taking off here at Flux Academy, so we're shutting down everything for the week. So next week, if you're watching this actually on Christmas, next week there's not going to be videos. We're all taking off to spend a little bit of time with the family. Hope you're spending a little bit of time with your family and decompressing a little bit after this craziness of a year. So happy holidays, and we'll see you next year with an amazing year here on YouTube, on Flux Academy, and in your life. See you soon.